Well, for the first time since the day the verdict in the Raul Valle trial was read, the family of Jimmy McGrath is speaking out about a decision they feel is not justice for their son. NBC Connecticut's Jennifer Cuevas sat down with the McGraths this morning. Jen, how are they doing right now?
Well, you know, Amber, understandably so. They are still grieving, but they are also moving forward as best they can. Kevin and Margaret McGrath invited us into their home to talk about the partial not guilty verdict and what's next for them. They told us what they felt when that verdict was read was complete shock. What was going through your mind? Can you take us through to that moment?
I went in there with a false sense of we were going to get justice that day. And when I heard the not guilty, I was just in shock. And then, yeah, I knew going in there was a partial verdict, and then there was going to be a mistrial, but not anything more than that. So I was not prepared mentally for a not guilty, and for, you know, the person that is responsible for Jimmy's death to walk out of that courthouse free that day.
What does justice look like to you both, to your family?
I think one of the things that, for me, Raul knows what he did. He has to live with that. What the state does after this week or the refiling, that's up to them. But I think for another trial, for myself, I think it's too emotionally difficult to attend. And I don't think anyone has ever been in court for a murder would disagree. So for me, justice will come. You know, but Raul knows what he did.
For me, different, and we respect each other the way we go through this, because grieving's a different process for each individual. But you know, me, I need the closure. I need to see the conviction. I need to see him leave the courtroom in custody. So he needs to be held accountable for what he did to our son and what he did to our community.
The McGraths also saying they felt the jurors heard a completely different story than they did in court. We discussed everything from the potential for another criminal trial to their mission to honor Jimmy's memory by helping others. It's all coming up inside of the Raul Valle special. You can watch it tomorrow at 7 on NBC Connecticut and your favorite streaming platforms. For NBC Connecticut News, I'm Jennifer Cuevas.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much for that.